access media, the unsung hero of towns and cities. You might not know they exist, or might know they exist, but you're not sure what they do. Let's get some background. Cable Access was founded in 1969 within the FCC. It is a federally funded service that's meant to give towns and cities a place to air emergency announcements, town news, and other volunteer programming. To me, Cable Access shaped who I was. I got my start when I was in 6th grade joining BCAT's Video Voyagers. As I got older, I rose up the ranks and became a full-on student volunteer, spending most of my time doing various things for the network. One of the things I used to do was direct the weekly news show. While doing this, I became extremely aware of everything that was happening around town, while also being introduced to local business owners and the politicians and representatives from Burlington and the state. I had never felt close to the people and places around me. As I talked to others, they seemed to feel the same. In Lexington, they embrace their community through decorating their studio with paintings from local artists. They also provide options for art shows and other videos. Effects and benefits of cable access were not just exclusive to me and my story. I interviewed people from both Burlington Cable Access and the area around to hear what they had to say.
Yes, in two ways. One way, it brought me closer to the Burlington community in general, because every once in a while we had special guests from around town to come in and talk to the teenagers that were on the show. But it also brought me closer to the high school community. Lots of kids in my class I might not have spoken to. If it wasn't for this show, it gave me an opportunity to ask them to be part of something.
Yes, even though I'm not from Burlington, I think Burlington is my second home because I've been here for 3 years, even though it's not a long time. I feel like it's my family, and BCAT is family to me, and Burlington is also family to me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we put out a daily newsletter. We do our best to keep everybody in town up to date on local events, local news and stuff. Part of our responsibilities as employees is to create news stories, so I'm constantly out in the field meeting local officials, community members, getting to know people. Yeah, I just feel like we're painting a bigger picture of the community and what it has to offer. I mean, that's pretty much the purpose of public access TV, is to bring the community closer together.
Oh, absolutely. The show itself is community interest, and the title of the show is broad enough, something to talk about. So I can talk about whatever I want. So I've had real estate on, I've had animal rescue, I've had education, I had the chief of police, I had the fire chief. Anybody who is involved in the greater Burlington community and works with a topic of interest to the greater Burlington community, I've been able to have on the show.
Recently, the FCC has talked about pulling full funding from the public access channels. Obviously, this could lead to many problems. However, I'm not the only one with that opinion.
So I think it's unfortunate because not everyone can see the value that comes with cable access, and part of it makes sense. I mean, you look at cable access versus, say, a broadcast station, and yeah, there's definite differences. However, I think once you look at the real value, which is community and speaking directly to a specific community, then I think that you can start to see why cable access should stay around. Unfortunately, it comes down to dollars and cents, and I think cable access channels start making more of an effort to show their value in their communities, then dollars and cents will be easier to justify to the folks that might be making those decisions.
I think it's devastating. I mean, this is probably one of the most important community resources I think any community can have. Like, it's local news, it's local media. I mean, you go all the, like, we just had the Oscars. I mean, this is where it all starts, right here, is community access. So yeah, I mean, if you cut us at the feet, I mean, where are we gonna go from there?
Cable access losing funding scares me incredibly. I worked in public broadcasting for about 15 years, And it seemed like government was always threatening to cut funding from that. You know, look, no more Sesame Street, no more NewsHour with Jim Lehrer, no more anything. And I think right now, cable access is in the same situation that PBS was once in. You know, yeah, just because you have cable television, okay, yes, we get a small percentage of that funding through your cable bill. If cable goes away, we have to go away. It's not just, yes, we will lose the programming, yes, we will lose the channels on TV. Fortunately, we are available online. We are available through video streaming, through YouTube, which is great, but we still need to get our funding from somewhere. And volunteers can come here for free. Some cable access stations require a membership fee. Some have advertising. We don't have advertising. We don't have membership fees. We rely on community support through their cable bill. And if cable goes away, unfortunately so do we, and so does that access to the town.
Even with that threat on the horizon, there's still hope for cable access. I asked a question to a couple of the people I interviewed about where they believe cable access could go in the next couple of years.
You know, I think I alluded to it a little bit earlier that, television, video, film, it's all going onto the internet. I think that, the more that you live in the space that your community is in, I think we'll start showing more and more value to why it's important. And I think instead of just building a community in our real space, we'll say in Burlington, you start to build a virtual community and show value in the real world and in the virtual world. And I think that will speak volumes to where cable access can go.
One of I love The Office. One of the last lines of the series was, "There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things," and I think that is something that community access really emphasizes. Like, we're turning a spotlight on, all the local heroes and officials in town that are doing good work constantly every day. So, I think that's what community access is meant to do, to bring an artistic and positive light throughout the community.
Everyone has their story to where they came from and what they do, and for these people, it all started in cable access television.
When I was 12 years old, I was doing some things I probably shouldn't have been doing, and I saw a post in the recreation department flyer over a summer for a video summer camp. Prior to that, my sister had come home from college with a video camera, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I decided to take the week-long video camp at Burlington Cable Access Television.
I just was very interested in television and movies since I was little, and I saw BCAT. I got an opportunity from a friend and another friend, and I went here since I was 2016 as a volunteer, and then I was a part-time reporter, now I'm a full-time reporter. So I've been here for about 3 years now.
I got into the cable access field. I went to school for TV production, and I was working some odd jobs in my 20s, and I got into a part-time job in New York, and saw some full-time jobs out here, so I decided to move to Massachusetts and work full-time public access.
I've pretty much been here my whole life. In 6th grade, I came here to be part of their after-school program, which we have still to this day every Wednesday from 3 to 5. And then just from there, I just became a regular volunteer. I did the after-school program for high school students here. I came back after college and was on the board of directors for 3 years. And then after those 3 years, I became a production coordinator here.
So as you can see, cable access means more than you think to a lot of people. Although there are the scary aspects of the FCC pulling funding, the people I interviewed and myself believe that if more attention is brought to cable access television, the problem will solve itself.
I think people should turn on their TVs more instead of going on the internet or their iPad, computer, phone and stuff, and turn on the TV and see what's happening in their local cable accesses, because if they turn on the TV, be like, wow, that's a great show. They can come visit down here at their cable accesses and be like, wow, I want to get involved. So I think that'd be a good opportunity for them.
You know, like, I feel like, not to sound like an old man here for a minute, but I feel like the way we digest our media these days has changed. I mean, cable isn't as big as it used to be because, like, you know, you have Amazon, you have Hulu, you have Netflix. People are watching TV differently than they used to. I mean, you don't even have to go to the movie theaters anymore to watch an Academy Award nominated film. That film, Roma, that was won Best Foreign Language Film, that was on Netflix. It wasn't in theaters at all. So I just think, like, turn the TV on once in a while, see what, you know, local artists, local community members are doing. You'll find a lot of worthwhile content. And, I mean, like I said, like, this is where it all begins for a lot of people. So, I mean, give us a chance, turn on the TV, stay informed.
Now that they've given you their insight, let me give them the opportunity to tell you a little bit more about themselves.
My name is Brandy Sales. I'm a video producer, speaker, and video production coach. I'm originally from Burlington, Massachusetts. I went to Fitchburg State College, now University, where I studied video production, and I also had a minor in sociology.
I am a production coordinator at Burlington Cable Access Television.
My name is Jennifer Dodge. I'm the executive director here, and I have been for the past 21 years.
My name is Robert Paris. I am the B News reporter here, as well as a sports reporter here at Burlington Cable Access Television.
My name is Linda McAmee, and I've been a Burlington resident since 2002.
So, like, how does a high school student decide they want to become a lawyer? Like, they take a class in law. How does a kid decide he wants to become a professional football player? He joins the football team, the high school football team. How is a kid gonna just know for sure he wants to be a local media, like, personality? How does he know he's gonna want to become, like, a person that likes media production? He could go to his local community access station like I did.